Hey guys, welcome to March 14th, Hollow Handle Survival Knife Day. Let me pull this camera up just a little bit. There we go. We've got my daughter Stormy joining us today, and we just want to thank you for stopping by and joining us. You know, March 14th is all about paying tribute to Hollow Handle Survival Knives, and they're really fun to collect. And I know in a survival situation, they're capable of saving your life. They're never going to be as strong as a full tang knife, and we all get it. It's about the fun of collecting them and their cool factor. And everybody knows about the Rambo craze, the 80s. It all started from there. And really, I don't even think it started from there. There was guys like Jimmy Lyle and Chris Reeve. I'm pretty sure they were doing survival knives back in the 70s.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, we wanted to just do this video for you. Our battery may end up going out because the battery's flashing. If it does, I'll have to clip this to another section after we get it charged, but that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Stormy's going to help me. Since we got knives around, she's going to grab a knife for me, and as we talk about these, I won't be able to. I'm going to try to get through all of them. Most of them. Isn't that look cool? This is our Snow-Tac LS1 Commando. It's we call it an LS1 Combat Commando Survival Knife. These were Jack Crane, Mark Tesher inspired. This is our version. This is 5160 spring steel with our enhanced mechanical hold tang attachment system. You guys all know about Marco knives. I know everybody that's joined us here knows what this knife is. These have been in movies. They're just they were designed by Dr. Charles Brewer Carreras of Caracas, Venezuela. I've got a bunch more in my collection, or not a bunch more. I've got 3 or 4 more. I sold one just recently, but this is one of my favorites. This one was actually carried by a pilot, you know, a U.S. Armed. I don't know if he was in the Navy or in the Air Force, but I know this was carried because the gentleman that I bought it from, I believe what he was telling me, and I could tell by the way it's got ding marks up here that this was carried, you know, but it's totally cool. And I believe that this is one of the best commercial, you know, as far as production knives. This is one of the best that they ever made. They're made in Marto, Spain. Just really neat, and it's got everything you could need in that handle and your capsule tube for last-ditch survival. 440 stainless steel. It's got, you know, it's got your clinometer. It's got your saw there. It's got a saw for notching. Really cool, and you can cut through wire. It's got your wire cutter and all that for cutting concertina wire. I've got mine packed out. I just love these. They got that handguard on there. They're just totally cool. They're lightweight. I wrap mine with number 12 bank line. But the Marto is one of my all-time favorites. You guys, I think I've done video on this. Is the A.G. Russell. He made his, these are patterned off of the Blackie Collins. I've got one right there. The Combat Master, Blackie Collins. That one is in the Swedish stainless steel. This one, I believe this is 440A stainless by A.G. Russell. I love that Combat Bowie blade profile. It's really cool with a custom leather sheath. We've got this is my only Parker Brothers. When I seen this, I just love that camo scheme. The handle, I thought the handle was totally cool. This one has surgical steel. I modified the tip to have a really razor sharp clip point on top.
That one's badass.
Isn't that badass?
Yeah.
I just made it where you could, you know, if you need it for self-defense, it would penetrate better. It's got a nice hollow grind. Surgical steel is not my favorite steel. It's essentially 420 model. It's 420 stainless, but it's razor sharp. It's just you're going to have to sharpen it more because you don't have as much carbon. But I think it's a totally cool knife.
Yeah, that it indexes nicely.
It does. Doesn't it feel good?
Yeah.
It really does. The handle's really neat. So when I saw this, like, okay, the price was just really, you know, it was down there, so I just grabbed it. This is a neat little, this is a Frost cutlery. Again, this is another one. I don't normally buy Frost knives, but when I saw this is a LS1. This is their attempt at an LS1. So here's Snow-Tac LS1. There's a Frost LS1. I still thought it was cool. I thought I want to get that and just check it out. I was more intrigued by wanting to check it out and see it up close than anything. And after having it, it looks like 420 stainless. It's just an inexpensive 420 stainless steel. But I think it's pretty cool. I put a 15-degree secondary cutting edge on there. It's razor sharp. The only thing with 420, it's going to get the job done for you, but you're going to have to sharpen it a lot more. And I just threw it in a throw together leather sheath there. This is one of this is really neat. This is a knife that we got. It's an IMAX Buckmaster 184 is third version. This one's made in Japan. I spread the spikes out, so it's got our STK modification and restoration on it. I just did 2 of those recently for a gentleman, bushcraft guy out in Nevada. He takes all his knives out. This guy just loves doing bushcraft and survival stuff, and he's always out there in the field, in the bush, doing stuff with his. So he sent us 2 of his. I did the mods and restorations. He just loved them. And this textured, they get sandblasted first. After I do the mods, I sand them and clean them up. Then they get, I do the silica black, and then the last coating is that textured. See what you think of that. Isn't that neat?
Oh yeah. That's
See how
nice.
the spike, isn't it nice?
That's nicely weighted. I like that a lot.
And the spikes clear your hands now.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
before, all the complaint was with the Buckmaster 184s, the spikes are always hitting everybody's hand.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're not going to like the spikes right off the bat. Mm-hmm. If I was a guy that picked up a 184 for the first time and the spikes are going into my hands,
yeah, immediately bad.
You're immediately not going to like them, you know.
Yeah.
But now we've got our enhanced tang in there. They're going to be incredibly strong. Is it something that I'm going to really go out and grapple and hook and try to put my body on? No, I'm not going to use it for body weight. I might grapple and hook to grab something, you know, or to, you know, to me, I think the spikes just look cool, and now you got a improvised brass knuckles,
yeah.
And they just look cool.
They do. They look wicked.
So that's the IMAX. I did a Explorer Master 21032. We don't really need to look at this. Well, I'm not going to take it out of the sheath, but you guys see I got a Blackie Collins. They only made 1,075 of those. I don't know how many of these AG Russells that they made. Probably only a few thousand. Yeah, that one, thank you. Mm-hmm. This is our AC25, where we get a hold of the vintage Japan parts and the spikes and everything, and I custom build a 80 CRV2 blade. Razor sharp. I did bend these forward a little bit, but I didn't get them enough on this one.
Really? Let me see.
Yeah, I needed to spread them out just a little bit more. It's not bad, but I want them to clear the hand a little bit better.
It's still nice. It'd be better for someone with smaller hands.
Yeah.
But,
this,
you know, ideally you need one that's more universal, you know?
Yeah, that's why I started making sure that these things get spread out now. These are one of the first ones that I did. They have our enhanced mechanical hold.
Still badass.
The massive tangs that we do in it. Yeah, it is. That one there?
This one?
Yeah, thank you. Mm-hmm. This, I did a video not too long ago, and I'm still stand by it. These are inexpensive Wilderness Explorers. These are about $100, $150 knife, but I don't know why, but I just love these because they went half the tang length, half the handle length on that tang, and they poured it with molted aluminum, so they're strong as heck, and they index really nice, and I just think for the money, for the price, you can't go wrong with that. They come with a nice leather sheath. These can still be, you know, you can find these on eBay. Usually they're around $100, $150. I think if you don't have one of these in your collection, you should get one while you can, because I think they're going to go up in price. I really do.
Yeah, that's nice.
Isn't that nice? And you know, with those finger grooves, they just really index nicely. Hey guys, welcome back to Snow-Tac Knives. Our camera battery went dead, so I had to let it charge for a little bit. Welcome back. We've actually taken a little bit of break, but for you guys it was instantaneous. So the next knife up, we're going to be looking at the Ishmash HB1-01. In Russia, the B is a V, which is cool. If you're Russian, it's probably, they're just used to, I guess, like I said, a B is a V. But I've got some technical data that I want to share with you guys on my laptop here. So we're going to look at the knife. It's a new one in my collection, but I got some really neat technical data, and I want to go over that with you because there's some things on here that you guys will find interesting. You'll be able to me, rather than, you know, we're going to look at the knife, but rather than me go over every little detail of the knife, I think some of these things that I put into this information folder is going to be pretty interesting to you on the Russian Ishmash. Welcome back. This is my daughter Stormy.
Hi.
And we're happy to bring you this Hall House Survival Knife Day, where March 14th, it's our tribute to them. So this Russian Ishmash, it's made at the Kalashnikov factory, the same place that makes the AK-47 rifle. They make all kinds of stuff. It says it makes all sorts of goods, industrial machines, cars, motorcycles, guided weapon systems, everything imaginable version, or excuse me, every imaginable version of the AK assault rifle, sporting shotguns, of course, knives. This thing's built like a tank, and so I've wrote a bunch of stuff down here. The steel is G65 steel. It's very similar to it's Russian's version of a spring steel. It's got 0.62 to 0.70% carbon. What I find interesting is the manganese is up there at 1.20%, and I think the reason they did that was because it's so cold over there.
Oh yeah.
When you raise that manganese level up, you get even more shock resistance. So you really need that in a really cold environment. So that's pretty smart of them to do that. I noticed if you look at all the swords that are coming out of China these days, they've got another one. They've got a new one. Well, it's not a new steel. It's been around 1095. But what they've done is, which I think is really, really cool. It's smart. They take 1095. They raise the manganese up to 1.5%, and you would think, well, 1095 is generally brittle, but so since they raise the manganese and then they temper it for 4 cycles, so they temper it 4 times. We do ours, like when we do our 5160 and our 8072, I temper it 2 cycles. We do 400 degrees for 1 hour, let the knife blade cool, then we do it another time for 400 degrees. So that's what they do. They do it 4 times, and now you see you can do that with 1095 if you up the manganese, and that's what they did. So you see the Russians here, they brought their manganese up. I find all that the composition stuff very interesting in steels. I've kind of become like a steel nerd, I guess you could say. But I just find it interesting, you know. So yeah, so they got 1.20% manganese, and of course it's got a little bit of chromium, it's got a little bit of nickel. So it's the Russians' version of our spring steel. So I just want to show you, this is some things that I got off the internet where all these people had input. So it said rotating plate has 4 meters of cordage plus extra room for additional cord. Okay, so can you hand me that knife, babe? I appreciate it. Thank you. There's some cordage on the back here. So that's what they're talking about there. It has 4 meters of cordage. Wire cutter, of course, in the handle constitutes concertina wire up to 3 millimeters. The survival tube contains emergency survival items, all kinds of stuff in there. It has a Rockwell hardness of 54 to 55, so it doesn't snap in cold weather, and that's why I brought up the manganese. And that's how the Chinese are able to take 1095. They up the manganese, and then you cycle it more times during the tempering process. Has a little awl there in the survival handle in the tube. There's a little awl in there. It's used for pushing out bullets and to suture wounds, augering holes in wood, punching holes in leather, hides, and stuff like that. Fabric. Use the screw-in cap compass section on the front sheath. Right here, I have a compass in this one, but you can use it for fire tinder, cotton balls with Vaseline, pain meds, water purification tabs, gunpowder for starting fire. That's a pretty neat feature right on the front of this. I just have I put a little compass in there, which is pretty cool. I love that. It's really neat. This whole thing's built like a tank. It's got a really fine sharpening stone on top here. They put a leather retention strap with a hole where you just punch that through. I think they did that because in cold weather that would be real easy to do. If you had a snap on there and it got wet, you're not going to be able to, batten that down. No. I put some cordage, some number 12 bank line cordage on there. Isn't that lightweight?
Oh yeah, that's very nice. I like that a lot.
It's super light. The thing that's really heavy is, feel how heavy the sheath is.
Oh yeah.
I mean
that's the heavy part.
Yeah, that's the heavy part.
It's a light knife. I like that a lot.
You push this little. I put some red here, which is nail polish. I put some red polish there because that button is almost hidden, so I put some red polish there. That swings to the side. You've got some really neat survival knives in here. This could be used as a spear. This is actually designed for skinning animals. And then you've got a bone saw. And I'm assuming since the spine doesn't have serrations, you could use this also for notching wood. That's really neat. It goes right down that slot, and you just flip this back and it'll just go right back in it. You can cut your concertina wire. It's got Ishmash in Russian right there on the sheath. Again, we've got 4 millimeter survival cord. Just a totally cool survival knife.
Oh yeah.
Built at the same factory that they build the AK-47s.
Nice.
Isn't that nice? Mm-hmm. Let's go over that. Let me see if I see any more interesting details. Here's another interesting detail. The HB in Russian, the B is actually a V. I think I mentioned that. And then it says the hook on the blade is easier for cutting and skinning animals. I know because I hunt. A lot of these I got from people that have actually used this and they're just putting in their input. The handle is hollow, so you can use it as a spear. Somebody wrote the gut hook is not for catching fish, it's for gutting deer, and the saw can be used to saw rib cage. You have many other uses. Anyway, so that's really cool. G65 steel. That's Russian's version of our spring steel. This knife here, I got it. It's I want to talk about this knife because I got another one over here in black. These are real affordable. These are run anywhere between $100 and $150 depending on the condition, but these are imported by Gutman. They're Wilderness Explorers. I've got other videos on this knife. They index really nice. I believe they copied this off of Randall knives, some of his initial knives. Yeah, that's one in black. This one's in camo. This one has a compass on the end. That one is solid.
Yeah.
But what I love about these is not only are they affordable, but they went halfway in with that tang and they poured molted aluminum. So they just poured the aluminum block in there, and it you know, it's just like it's just been poured in there and then it dries. So it's one hell of a hold as far as the tang going in that handle. They're very strong, and I just think for the price point, it's a hell of a hollow handle survival knife. I consider this a hybrid handle like ours because they're half tangs and they're just, the tang is so well embedded in there. It's a great knife, and this is one that you could throw on your four-wheeler, put one on your boat, you know, put it out at your remote cabin.
Yep.
You can't go wrong with it. And the price right now, I would get those while you can. They're starting to go up. Just as 5 or 6 years ago, I got an email from a guy just today. I think he said he had one 10 or 15 years ago. He got it for $60. So they've already, in 10 years, they've gone up to $100, $150, just depends on the condition. This is one, I've got videos of this. We call it the Unobtainium, the UC213. I've got 2 of them. I seen another one recently on eBay. Oh my gosh, it was in mint condition. And I just thought, I've got 2 of them already, and I'll just let somebody else grab that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, you can't get them all.
Yeah, can't have them all.
You can't have them all. Can you hold that one a minute? I got one here. This one's
That's nice. I like that.
Isn't that cool?
Oh yeah.
This one, I reprofiled the primary grind, so they're more got a hollow grind in it, and then this thing's razor sharp, you know, sandblasted, and I put that textured black. It's got the textured black, and then I wrapped the paracord, the number 12 bank line paracord on there,
Let me see that one.
and I got a brand new compass in that one.
Yep.
Aren't those cool?
They're awesome.
1/4
I like
inch
the black one
blade
better.
stock. They're thick blade stock. And check this one out. I don't know if this one won't do it because I got that permanently, but you.
Oh, that's cool. Nice.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, and just look. And you can look how easy it is to. You just take that and
How would you do that?
just screw it back on. Yeah, just screw it back on. It goes on really easy. And you just clamp it down. I don't know that you need to do that out in survival, but I think it's pretty cool because you can show it's just...
You can showcase it.
You can showcase it. There's a knife builder in Australia, Mark Tesher. He does an LS1, does an outstanding job. He actually inspired me to get on these more than Jack Crane did, but that's how he does his knives. He puts that kind of system down there, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
So this is, I got 2 of those. At first, when I first got this, I thought that was a hammer. It's actually an improvised splitter. So you take your hand, you take something, hit that, and you can split.
Yeah.
In an improvised situation, you can split wood. In my opinion, when it comes to batoning, you got a lot of people out there nowadays, they love to baton. It's really, I think you should only baton with your knife if you're in an emergency situation. Use it as an improvised baton. but normally you want to use a camp axe. That's just my own opinion about that. This is a mod that we did. I haven't attached the handle. I kept it all apart because I like to showcase that. We put 2 titanium pins. This is when I first started doing these. I just got 1 titanium pin, and also in that other one I did. It's still incredibly strong. You really don't even need 2, but I've just been doubling up on them. But this one we just did it. This is Explorer Master 21032. I spread out the spikes so it clears your hand, and then with that our enhanced mechanical hold tang attachment system makes them incredibly strong. I just did a gentleman 2 of these. He had a Titan, and he actually sent us a Buckmaster 184, and I did those. If you go a couple of videos back, you'll be able to find that. Here's our AC25. Clears your hands. Got a little over 6-inch blade, 80 CRV2 steel. That's one of your favorites, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I love this.
So we find the Japanese handle parts off the vintage. I keep the blades. I take out their, to me it's the inferior blade because it's got that little pencil tang. I take it out, I've got them all saved back, but then I just custom build a whole brand new blade for it.
Yeah, that's
we keep,
my favorite.
Isn't it neat?
Yeah. I love this one. That's like top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one of my all-time favorite knives in my collection. It's not that heavy either, and you can feel the strength in that handle.
Feels like a reliable knife.
It is, and it's our hybrid handle half tang. So these go in halfway. You still got some room there for your survival items. 6.8 millimeter blade stock, razor sharp. I do the artisan blade profiling on the primary grinds. Here's a Martin Apero. I love this because I love the design. I love the fuller that they did. This is all CNC machined. Got a nice hollow grind, and I love the whole design is really cool. I did a video where I'm comparing our M24 to this, and you can see the comparison, and this one has clear epoxy. It doesn't. They didn't use a cross pin in these, so they did use a big tang. I think there's even 6.8, but they didn't use any cross pins. And with this type of epoxy, if you just heat this up on an oil heater, like 250 degrees, you can literally take these handles apart. You can't do that with our attachment system. 2 more here. We'll wrap it up. This is a charade. They took the Chris Reeve Mountaineer. This is a more affordable version by Charade, the SCHF 2SM. It's a little combat knife, and it's a hollow handle, and I just wrapped the handle of number 12 bank line. These are getting pricey. I've seen these lately. They're asking $300 and $400 for these. It's crazy.
Yeah. When
these first came out, it was like a $70 knife, you know. This is a real rare knife that I have in my collection. It's the Paragon SP1 Scorpion. It's made from a bayonet blade.
That's badass.
Isn't that badass?
I love that, yeah. I like how skinny it is.
It's made from a Swedish bayonet blade. I believe it's the 98, M98, Swedish. The M98 rifle. I don't know, maybe wrong, but it's got the outer type. And I put a little survival tube in there. We get those over at DG when we get Tylenols, and they've been fitting. And check that out, it's pretty cool.
I love that.
I put a brand new secondary cutting edge. It's razor sharp. It didn't have any kind of edge on it at all.
Yeah.
Isn't that
I like
nice?
that a lot.
I just wrapped the deal. They only made around 800 of these. It's stamped.
That's cool.
Serial number stamped. That's why I like to serial number all of our Snow-Tac custom builds. They're all individually numbered. And this is our new model, the Snow-Tac X-Terminator. It's with our enhanced mechanical hold, locked out with 2 titanium pins. This one's 1075. We can do it in 80. Isn't that nice?
I like the weight on that one.
People are contacting me right now on that.
Really?
Yeah, well, I just got one contact, but I knew it was going to be, people would love it because I love it. It's just really neat. It's got the EOD handguard.
I love that.
There was a Dave Beck blade that came through here that I did a mod on it. and that's kind of what got me thinking along the lines, I need to shorten the length of the blade, because a lot of your operators and your military guys nowadays, they don't want their huge long blades. They like them around 6 inches, 5 3/4. It's got our new Hell 6 serrations on there, just made for quick notching.
That's cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. That's awesome.
And this will fit in the Spec Ops brand tactical sheaths. And then, last but not least, just a little custom dagger I made. This is one that I didn't even make the blade, it was just a stainless steel blade.
That's my favorite because it's small.
It's small.
It's cute.
The whole handle unscrews if you want to. You know, comes apart. As well as the end cap will unscrew too. And I'm just going to find a sheath for this. And I did the welding and all that myself, the cold weld. Guys, we appreciate you stopping by. We hope you enjoyed this Hollow Handle Survival Knife Day. Thank you for joining us, Stormy. And you guys stay safe out there. And we'll catch you guys down the road.